Hello coffee farmers, welcome back to Githua's Coffee Farm. And the journey of coffee farming starts with passion. But as every farmer eventually discovers, passion alone is not enough. There are lessons, there are mistakes, there are unexpected challenges. Because there are some days when you look at your farm and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? And there is also those beautiful moments when you look at your coffee and say, yes, this is what I started. Today, I want to take you through some of the challenges I have personally experienced in here at the Githua's Coffee Farm. And as you can look at the pictures a bit, you can identify some of the challenges before even I mention them. And I don't want to show you only the beautiful side of coffee farming. I want us to walk through the farm together and look at the problems as they are. And most importantly, what I am doing to address them. Because in farming, a challenge is not necessarily the failure. Sometimes a challenge is simply a lesson waiting to be learned. And maybe from the scripture, let us not become weary in doing good, for the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And that is exactly what farming teaches us. You plant today, you take care of the crop tomorrow, you solve the problem today, and another one comes tomorrow. But eventually, you begin to see the results. Today, I want to encourage another farmer watching this video that don't be discouraged by the challenges in your farm. As you can see from these plants, some of them have yellow leaves. So one of the challenges is the yellowing of coffee leaves. And as you can see, some of the older leaves are turning yellow. And this is something that every coffee farmer needs to pay attention to. When we see yellow leaves, our first reaction can easily be, maybe the coffee needs fertilizers, or else maybe in the process of it having these flowers, or maybe these pinheads, it's about to do the flowering. Maybe it has a deficiency in some nutrients. But it is not always that simple to identify the problem. Yellowing can be associated with several factors. And it can be related to nutrient availability, especially where the plant is under nutritional stress. As you can see, these yellow leaves around the tree. And it can also be associated with moisture stress, or maybe poor root condition, or maybe drainage problems, or maybe root damage, or the natural aging of the old leaves. And this is why I have learned something important. It's good don't treat the symptoms before understanding the cause. So these are the leaves, the yellow leaves I've identified in several of my stems. And as I look them closer, some are drying, some are yellow, others are about to turn yellow. And when I look at these plants, I don't just look at the yellow leaf. I look at the whole plant. How is the new growth? And how is the fruit development? And once I get closer to the fruits or the berries, I also observe something, and which I'll be talking about in the later video. So how is the new growth? These are the tips of the branches. You look at them. How is the fruit development? And how is the soil? Is there enough moisture? Those are some of the questions to ask yourself. Is there competition from weeds? As you can see, the farm is a bit clean. I have done weeding. Are the roots healthy? So have I been supplying the plant with the nutrients it needs? So those are some of the questions we need to ask ourselves. And another important observation is that the coffee is carrying quite a significant crop, and some of the crops are here, which I'll be looking at in depth. And as you see, some of the shoots, the secondary branches that I had done the pruning, are developing. But now these berries, as you can see them, also need a lot of nutrients so that they can come to be, or they can develop. So the plant is investing a lot of energy in the fruit development. Therefore, maintaining adequate nutrition and moisture, soil moisture, is very important. What am I doing about the yellowing in my farm? So the first thing that I'm doing, I'm improving the general health of the soil, and secondary, I am ensuring that the coffee receives adequate nutrients based on its growth stage and actually its needs. I am also paying attention to moisture conservation, and I am also monitoring the plants instead of waiting until the problem becomes severe. And if possible, it's also good to also ask various farmers and also the agronomists, so that you understand what is happening with the plants, because a healthy coffee plant starts with a healthy root environment. So another challenge, maybe as we look at this plant over here, is I have not done quite enough of mulching. So that's the second challenge. I want to be very honest about this. I have not done enough mulching on this farm, and looking at the soil, I can see why I need to correct that, because coffee needs a good soil environment, and mulch can play an important role, whereby mulching can help reduce the moisture loss from the soil. Yeah, it can also help do the moderation, or help moderate soil, and also do temperatures, or maybe moderate the temperature and reduce erosion as the organic materials decompose. And also the mulch contribute to organic matter to the soil. So in the farm, you can see we have slopes, and whenever we receive heavy rains, we need to think about what happens to the soil. Are we losing a lot of soil? So in my farm, I've tried to ensure that the soil is it's also protected from soil erosion. So there are very important questions to ask yourself, whether the soil is well covered and also it's well conserved. So going forward, I want to make mulching a more deliberate part of my coffee management program, and I will use suitable organic materials that are available on the farm. But there is one very important rule: do not pile the mulch directly against the coffee stem, which is that's what I've been facing. That's one of the challenges that I had been having previously. So it's good to leave a small space around the stem. Why do you do that when you do the mulching? Because excessive moisture around the stem can encourage disease and create an unhealthy environment around the collar. So the idea is you mulch the soil, don't bury the coffee stem. So one of the biggest lessons I am learning at Githua's Coffee Farm is that farming is about observation. As you can observe the leaves, some have been attacked by leaf skeletonizer, and I have been able to spray a pesticide to control that, which is very important. You do this when you walk around your farm and observe these things. You cannot manage a farm properly if you only visit when you want to spray, or maybe when you want to harvest. You need to walk through your farm. And how many times do you walk? Quite a number of times. So look at the leaves always, and also look at the berries, and look at the stems, look at the soil, look at the weeds, and look at the new growth. And you ask, what is my coffee telling me? So you should communicate with your coffee. Sometimes the leaves are telling you there is a problem. Sometimes even the soil will tell you there is a problem. And also the fruit load is telling you the plant needs more support, and sometimes the plant looks perfectly healthy. That is why I encourage farmers to keep recording. You write down what you applied, and also you write down when you sprayed, right? Even when you pruned and when you weeded. And also, in case you identify a problem or you notice a problem, because next season those records become your teacher. That's why at times I also upload my videos the way they are, so that at least I know next time what will I do in case I get this challenge. So the solution, what I am doing going forward on this is that is to improve the soil health. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I want to increase the organic matter going back into the soil, and the other one is to improve mulch. And I have identified this as an area where I need to do better and monitor the yellowing leaves. So I don't want to simply spray something because I see yellow leaves. I want to understand the possible cause and also respond appropriately. The next thing that I want to do is give more attention to the young coffee plants that are in the farm. And the future of the farm is in those young plants, because also without doing so, I'll not be able to have the yields that I am anticipating. And the leaves also tell you a lot when you continue scouting for pests and also diseases, because every detection is always better than waiting for a serious outbreak. So the next thing that you're supposed to I'm looking at is keep learning, because I always ask questions, because no farmer knows everything. Even when you have been farming for many years, every season can teach you something new. So the beautiful side of these challenges is that there is a reward for the work we have put in. Seeing these berries gives me encouragement, and seeing these leaves which are green, they give me an encouragement, because when you start a coffee farm, you don't see this immediately. You start with a small seedling, and maybe you dig a hole, you plant, you wait, you weed, you prune, and also you spray when necessary, and you feed the soil. Therefore, you begin to see fruits after quite a number of days. Coffee farming is a journey, and it is not an overnight success. So, my good friends, these are some of the challenges I'm currently dealing with here at Githua's Coffee Farm. And as you have seen, is that there is yellowing leaves, which they need to improve by. Also, I need to improve on that, and need to improve my mulching and the responsibility of taking care of the young coffee plants. So I see them as an opportunity to become a better farmer, because every mistake has a lesson. Every challenge has a solution, and every season gives us another opportunity to improve. If you are a coffee farmer facing challenges in your farm, don't hide the problems. Study them and solve them and learn from them. And if you are enjoying the journey here at Githua's Coffee Farm, please subscribe to the channel. You like the video, share it and with another farmer, and leave a comment telling me the biggest challenge you are facing in your coffee farm. I am Githua. This is Githua's Coffee Farm, And remember, we don't just grow coffee. We grow knowledge, we grow farmers, and we grow the future. Until the next video, keep farming, keep learning, and keep believing.